In the previous lesson, we inserted Bootstrap elements using a Bootstrap configuration in Dreamweaver. And we saw that thanks to Bootstrap, we can insert really complex elements. So we don't need to create them from scratch using CSS and other more complex codes and languages like JavaScript, etc., etc. And of course, you can also then customize here and getting into the class that, for example, here I've changed the color of the navigation link when it's rollover. So you can access the CSS, you can modify it and customize a little bit the Bootstrap site. And so everything you see substantially it's assigned. You can see here we have class assigned to the heading 5 and to the media objects, etc., etc. So by reaching the CSS, you should be able to modify that. In this lesson, we're going to continue to insert some components from the insert panel, and also we will have a look to the snippets panel that you see right here. And of course, you also have assets panel where you can see the assets that have been used for this website. So these are all aids that Dreamweaver is giving you to help you to configure your website. So take advantage from these aids and use them, study them, explore them. We don't have the time to see each one of these, but you understand now how everything works, more or less. Now I want to close this, and there you go. I just want to move to another final lesson. Now I want to show you here that there are other possibilities starting from the home page. You have a JavaScript document here, you have PHP document. So most of these, they let you access to more complex programming features that you can access Dreamweaver, which we'll not cover in this course. Actually, this is going to be the last lesson of the course, but then we will publish more videos and guides so you can subscribe and stay updated. And also we will talk about other software that can help us to create websites, apps, etc., etc. And there are already a lot in the channel. So if you look for them in the channel with the search bar, you will find the topic you were looking for. So you can create more complex sites. These can be called dynamic sites. We can say that dynamic sites are more interactive in the sense that you can like input your data. For example, think about Facebook, where you can like write something and then create a post, and then you can subscribe. You have a mailing list, and you can also change some settings of your personal area. You can you can create a module. So there are a lot of features that you can add to a website. Many of these are pretty simple, others are really complex, and probably right now you don't have the skills or the time to create something like that. So this is why there are a lot of templates that you can find. And if you're interested anyway, this is called dynamic website for more interactivity. Usually uses PHP and some SQL, so it uses a database. The perfect example of what you can do, reaching the top is if you look at WordPress CMS or content management system, or for example, if you do e-commerce, you can use other CMS like WooCommerce, and these are like systems that are preset for you to help you creating really complex websites with all the complex features, interactive features, dynamic feature, but without actually being a programmer and without actually spending too much time to do that. So you can, if you want to know, you can investigate this also furthermore. Now, when you're ready with your website, when you finish your website, you need, remember, a domain and a hosting. So you need a name for your site, which could be like www.mysite.com. And then you need someone that will sell to you that domain and also a space. So by hosting, usually we mean a domain and also a space where you can put your website on the cloud, on a server, so that it's accessible everywhere in the world. And there are so many, hosting providers that you can see and they will give you the information to access the FTP or file transfer protocol. We already talked about this when configuring a website. Here also in DreamWeaver, you can configure the FTP. Once that is on, you can then upload and download easily the files from the hosting to DreamWeaver and all the other way around. If you don't want to use DreamWeaver, you can use clients like FileZilla or other similar, like there are so many also here, like Smart FTP or WinSCP, etc., etc. Usually when you buy hosting, um, you can also decide if you want to buy like extra services like PHP, MySQL, and everything will be configured for you. Now, this is an example of a website that I currently manage, and this is what it appears when I access my space using FTP. Right now, I can see the files that have been uploaded in this WordPress site. This is how WordPress usually look like. And I can select this. For example, I can right click, I can download it. I'll also usually have a arrow here representing the download, or I can just drag and drop in here the files from my computer, so I can transfer locally or remotely the files of the website. Now make sure that all the files concerning your website are uploaded. You can see that in this case I also have an index right here, but this is PHP, which I didn't create. Everything was handled by WordPress system. So I just needed to activate the WordPress on this hosting and on this provider, and everything was taken care of by the provider. But we can check here. We have, for example, if you're using ads in your site, you're probably going to add some specific code for the ads or for the indexing of a search engine like Google. They usually need you to put some to verify that you're actually the owner of the website, etc., etc. So that, again, this is just an example to show you that hosting providers are constantly working to simplify everything for you, and of course to let you choose them as providers. Now I want to make a copy of the previous lesson here, and you can see that a website in the end is just a folder that you can copy and paste and move around, upload, download, etc., etc. So I want to create a copy of the previous lesson, so this is going to become our lesson 16. I just want to show you quickly that when you create a Bootstrap framework website, it's going to contain these folders. So you have a JavaScript folder, and then you have images and CSS. So all of this needs to be taken, copied, and pasted into your remote folder in your server, in your space that the provider will give you. Now I want to open this, which is going to become our lesson 16, and it's the same exact site we were building in the previous video. But again, I want to do some more example here on other things that you can insert into your page to kind of finalize it. I think you're never finished with a website. It's always evolving, so you need to stick there and evolve together with the technology. Now let's see something that we can insert here in the head that in the past was really important. Right now it's still important, but not so much. But you definitely need to know what it is. Now here, if we analyze the various code lines, we can see we don't have a title yet. So this should be the name of your website. And this is important for Google or other search engine to find your website. It's really important to, well, first of all, it's really important to have content and to have a nice and well-structured website with usability and a good user interface and user experience. That will definitely get you up in the rankings. And apart from that, we can also put some metadata in here in the head. Now this meta here is already a metadata, but we can add more. And if we go here in insert and HTML and scroll down a little bit here, you find here meta. And this is like generic meta. So you can choose which value you want to put and the content of this meta. Otherwise, you can go directly here. So if I want to add keywords for my website, and again, this